This video was done by request of one of my former students. This is how to buy your college textbooks in a cheap way on Amazon, and the process to go through when considering if you should buy on Amazon or not. Got a little Hamlet humor for you here, to Amazon or not to Amazon. That is the question. Now there are several categories of textbooks that your professor might ask you to get. Some of them are just the book, and in that case you have this category: new, used, or rental. Rentals come about in the last couple of years, and it's really nice, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. There are packs. I know at NCTC for the remedial math classes, they'll have a pack wrapped in plastic that has multiple books in it. Some of your colleges have those very specific to the college, and you'll have to buy the pack at the full price. There's no way around that. Other kinds of books will come with access codes. You may have a math class that does that, or I can't think of any other classes, maybe chemistry or something that might have an access code. If it does have an access code, you do not want to buy a used copy of the book. Okay, do not buy used, because the access code will have already been used by the previous owner and that subscription will be over. There's also an optional materials section where your professor can recommend tutorials or Spark Notes or some other optional resource that will help you in the course, and that's completely up to you. If you're weak in math, I say go for the optional materials so you have more to practice. If it's an English class and you feel really strong in English, maybe kind of skip the optional materials and pick them up later in the semester if you feel like you really need them. Now, the new versus used versus the rental. If you wait to buy in person, like going to the bookstore, buying your books at the checkout counter, the used books are going to be gone. They go first, they're cheaper, sorry. Renting, too, is great for your basics courses. I am an English teacher, and for example, I haven't needed to look at a chemistry book since I took chemistry in 2004, several years ago. But you may want to keep the books from upper level major courses later on. We studied Frankenstein and Paradise Lost this year, and I definitely reference my college copies of those and many others quite often. And again, the used books do not come with access codes, CDs, or supplements that the course may require, so be careful when you're thinking of buying used. Now, how do I find out my textbooks? Here's my husband's schedule, if any of you want to stalk him this semester. He's at NCTC. So there's some useful information, and we're going to look at how to use this information to look up your textbooks. No matter what college you're at, it's pretty much the same. The numbers may vary, but this is what you want to look at. The course abbreviation, for example, math, the course number 0305, and the course section number. There may be 10 different professors teaching 10 different sections of this math class, and you want to know which class you are in. So we're going to switch over here to the internet. Now I've typed in NCTC Flower Mound Bookstore into my Google search. Here we go. So obviously I've been here before because it's purple. Waiting for it to load. Hopefully it's still recording. Okay, every bookstore that you go to is going to have textbooks as one of the first choices. For example, here's Texas A&M. They have textbooks right there. Find a textbook, sell back textbooks, etc. So for books at NCTC, I would click Textbooks and Course Materials, and it's going to ask me some things that are on my schedule. Select your program. There's only no choices. Select the right term if it's summer 1 or summer 2. Select your department, and we're going to use my husband's computer class to do this. Now I have to go back and look. He is in ITC 1325, section 501, and then I'll submit. And believe me, it's like this on every campus. This interface where you have to enter all the material. So here we have required materials. There are no optional materials for this class. He has to get a toolkit, and he has to get this Comp TIA A+ guide, something in your PC, with access code. Notice, with access code. You need to get that access code, and it does say the 8th edition. Okay, and you can pull down, and we can look at the scary prices of these textbooks. Okay, so we've looked up our textbooks. Oops. Now, yep, how to buy on Amazon. You need to pay close attention to the edition number. The book that we were just looking at was the 8th edition. We'll get more into the edition number in a minute. I recommend reading customer reviews of the previous and now cheaper edition to see if it's the same as the new edition. Often publishers will change one or two words, maybe put in an extra picture, an extra caption, and the book is basically the same over all the editions. And once they release that new edition, it's going to be the most recent, the most up to date, but also the most expensive. And often, if you can find an older edition, it'll be the same book with a different cover. Also, you may want to visit your campus bookstore if you can and take phone photos of the barcode with the ISBN number. This is like a 16 or 18, I can't remember, digit number on the back of the book. On the barcode, it'll say ISBN and then it'll have the number. Be sneaky, right? You don't want the staff thinking you're going to like steal their books or something when you're taking pictures. So let's look at that. So we have this CompTIA thing. We have the edition and we have the author and we have the cover. So on Amazon, I've pulled it up here and there are some options. You can buy it new or you can buy it used. But because my husband needs the access code, I'm going to buy it new. I already did. It's on the mail or whatever. Okay, so for this one, I bought it new because of the access code. Now let's look at a different book. Last semester, he was expected to get Living with Art by Mark, whatever that guy's, I don't know, who cares. But it asked him to get the 9th edition. So what I do is I scroll down to the customer reviews, okay? I've already pre-pulled up some customer reviews, and what I'm looking for is someone indicating that this book is the same as the newer edition, okay? And this person here says, after reading reviews, they had indicated that the older version is pretty similar to the newer book, all right? And there are several other reviews that say that as well about this book. So I felt comfortable because there's not an access code and it's similar to the main edition according to several of these reviews. I felt comfortable buying this older edition. I think I got it for like 20 bucks instead of, how much was it up here? 50, right? That's money off is money off. I love it. All right. So let's go back to the PowerPoint here. So when you have those ISBN numbers, it takes the guesswork out of searching for the book, okay? If the title of the book is abbreviated like it is here with this ... then you may not be able to figure out which book it is. Maybe this Andrews person has written a lot of books. And so the ISBN number will single out the one copy that you want. So, be sneaky. I used to do it all the time. Now, to buy on Amazon, you need to make a free account. I'm already logged into mine here, okay? And just like I showed you, you'll need to pull up your campus bookstore's prices. So on here, when I did the textbook search, it already checked used for me as the default, but I would need to buy it new because of the access code. Here, it's $123.75. On Amazon, where is it? Here it is. On Amazon, you can buy it new with the access card for $72. That is a steal. And even the used copy isn't much less. Sometimes, like with this Living with Art book, you can get the new one for $50 or you can buy a used one for 97 cents. Wow, that is a huge savings. You want to compare with Amazon by doing the search. Make sure you have the right copy. Going to the bookstore and taking those pictures, sometimes it's a good idea to take a picture of the cover as well as the ISBN so that you know what you're looking for. And you always want to make sure you buy with enough time for your book to arrive. They do have expedited shipping on Amazon if you've waited until the 11th hour to buy. Some of my friends in college wouldn't even buy until they'd gone to the class and made sure they needed it. I can't do that. I get all nervous. I have to have my books ahead of time. And so I hope this has helped you know what to do when looking for books and making the decision to buy online. How to sell on Amazon. You can read this slide. Pause it. I forgot it was here. because it's not really what we're talking about. Okay,